Okay, sixth grade, our objective today, actually the title of our lesson I'll start with is writing linear equations. So our objective is to write linear equations given a slope and y-intercept, given a graph, and given two ordered pairs. This lesson actually goes really well with the pictures that you made on the graph paper. That actually could have taken the place of the lesson, but I just want to make sure that seeing these without a graph, that you're able to write an equation. So again, this is very similar to the graphs that you just turned into Miss Wingrove. Okay, let's start with, we're going to do this warm-up together. So explain the slope-intercept form of an equation to someone that has no prior knowledge. So let's say maybe your parents just don't like math, or maybe you have a sibling that doesn't know all of this yet about pre-algebra. How would you try to explain slope-intercept form to someone who has no clue what it is? Abigail, start with you. Okay. Awesome. So as Abigail said, the mx part is the rise over the run. The b is the y-intercept. So I'm going to go to someone else now. That was a great start. What if someone said to you, well, I don't like math. I don't understand anything. What exactly is this rise over run? What's another word you could say to them? Neil? Okay. Good. It's the slope of a graph. What else could we say? Amberly? Good job. It's the rate of change. I think to someone that doesn't like math or doesn't understand math, to me, I think rate of change might make most sense to them. What about like a real life example? If you wanted to give them an example for rate of change, what's one example you could say? Gio? Good. So how much prices go up? Okay. You could even say something like if someone's trying to lose weight, how much weight they're losing every week. That could be a rate of change, pounds per week. What about the y-intercept? What else could you say? What's another word you could say for the y-intercept? Ray? Nope. It's another name for y-intercept. Jordan? Say that again? The base? What do you mean by that? Nope. The base could work, but explain further what you mean by that. Okay. I know what you mean, but we need a different word for that. Neil? Go ahead. Okay. What about when you graph it? What is this when we graph it? Good. So it's where it crosses the y-axis. It is the start. If I could spell start, that would be good. It is the starting point. I'm trying to talk while I'm writing all this. So if someone has a scenario in real life, maybe like Gio's, maybe someone's trying to save money. Well, what's their starting point? How much money do they start with in their account? That's the y-intercept because that's the starting point. If someone's trying to collect turtles, what's the starting point? How many turtles? I don't know why I said that. How many turtles do they start with? Just a random example. We did a lot of this with the 9th grade. I don't know why, but Miss Wingrove and I noticed a lot of them talked about turtles for some reason. So they are awesome, aren't they? Okay, so if you have some of this written down for the warm-up and understand how to explain this to someone, you should be fine for this lesson. Okay, so let's do some examples. So without a graph, it tells us or asks us here to write an equation of a line with a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of -7. Mike, slope is what in slope-intercept form? What letter represents slope? Good. Skylar, y-intercept is represented by what? Good. All right, so you guys tell me, how do you write that in slope-intercept form? This is very easy. Josh? Good. Y equals 3x minus 7. You'll learn this a lot next year in algebra, so you'll definitely see this again. Okay, the second one I want you guys to do, write an equation of the line that has a slope of -1 and a y-intercept of 8. And once you have it, I want you to put your hand up, please. You should all have this done. Grace, what did you get? Good job. Y equals negative 1x plus 8. And I made them harder a little bit into the lesson here. This is as easy as it gets without a graph. Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3, you have a graph on your grid there in your notes. So looking at letter A, we need to write an equation for each line shown. What should we do first here? And you did this last week in your group and on your own when you drew a picture on the graph. Justin, are you done? Okay, thank you. So what should we do first? Gio? Okay. Okay, so find the y-intercept. Ray, what is the y-intercept? Good. So I'm going to put 0, 2. Please make sure you always write your y-intercept as an ordered pair. I know you don't have a lot of room, so next to your graph or above it, make sure you write down what m equals and what b equals. Okay, Shane, how can we find slope? Okay. Good job. So our slope is 3/1, as Shane said. Our rise is 3, our run is 1. You can do the same thing from this star to this star. Rise 3, run 1. Rise 3, run 1. How do you know it's positive? Ray, how do you know it's positive? Good job. Awesome. Even if we go down 3 to the left 1, they're both negative. Negative divided by negative is a positive. You could also look at it from left to right. This line is increasing. It's like you're running up a hill. It's like you're driving up a hill. So your slope is going to be positive. Gia. Definitely. And actually, we're getting to that. You're a little bit ahead of me. This is easier than that. But yes, we're going to get to problems where you have to use 2 ordered pairs instead of slope and y-intercept. So yes. How the what? Yes, I gotcha. Oh, yes, you may definitely do it like that. Yes. Yeah, that's right, because you were doing this when we first started the chapter. So yes, you're fine. Any other questions or comments on how to get the equation for A? Okay, letter B. What about this one? Who remembers and can tell us what is the slope on B? Your line's like this. Abigail? Good, 0. Alexis, what's the y-intercept? Good job, 0, 1. Greta, what's the equation for B? Awesome. Easy enough, right? So if your line goes like this, there's not a rate of change. Your slope is 0. Your equation is going to be y equals a number. Okay, C is a little bit different. So I broke C down into 4 different parts. So I want you to write small, and I'll hold up. Hey, Ben, stay with us, please. Stay with us. Go back to where we are. Flip over. For C, try to write small and write the 4 steps for now. You probably won't need all of them, but stay with us. Okay, so this is a little bit like what Gio was saying, but this is not as difficult as it will get. So we now need to write an equation for a line that goes through these 2 points. The very first thing you need to do is find the slope. So I want you to label x1, y1, x2, y2. Who can tell us the slope formula? I know it's been a while. Jordan? Good job. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So slope formula. So y2 is -4, y1 is 6. So -4 minus 6 over x2 minus x1. Be careful because you have 2 negatives back to back. Before you simplify, what is the slope? Amberly? Good. -10 over 2. So completely simplified, -5 over 1 or just -5. So step 1, find slope. Is everyone with me? Step 2, we need to plug the slope into the y equals mx plus b equation. So let's do that. Y equals negative 5x plus b. Now, here's the part where I think your book makes it too easy. We need to find b. Why am I saying that that's easy? Do you really need to go look for b or find b, Gio? Awesome. So they tell you in the book, all right, find b, but really, b is right in front of our faces. It's right here. The y-intercept is 0, negative 4. They already gave it to us. The b is negative 4. All you're going to do is plug that in for b. So we have y equals negative 5x minus 4. Greta, I'm getting to that. Yep, that's where I made up some harder problems this morning. So if they give you the y-intercept, just plug it in for b. It's the easiest thing to do. If they don't give you that, I'll show you in about 5 minutes what we need to do. Okay, and then, oops, here was step 4 is write the final equation. So y equals negative 5x minus 4. Okay, I want you to do letter D, please. Let's go ahead and do letter D. And these should be easy. The drawing graphs that you did last week really, really should have helped you with this lesson. Is this a negative? Your slope should be negative. Careful. Slope should be negative. Be careful. Yeah, yeah. Oh, let me see what you got for D. Did you do letter D? Right here. Be careful with your slopes. Some of you are making a little mistake. Oh, try that. Look at that again. Good. Good. Okay, Josh, what did you get for your slope? Okay, how did you know it was negative? Good. Down 3 to the right 4. Down 3 to the right 4. Down 3 to the right 4. The negative goes in the middle of the fraction, but you can really put it with either one of those numbers. Okay? Then what is the y-intercept? Good. Peyton, what should the equation be? Good job. Any questions on that? Easy, right? Okay, flip over. These you should already know. Miss Wingrove did some of these with you as well. Number 4. So these are technically different examples, but I really don't consider them any more difficult. So we need to write an equation for the line that is parallel to the line y equals negative 15x plus 11 and passes through the point 0, negative 8. So I want you to think about that for about 30 seconds or so. You already should know how to do that. If you think you know the answer, I want you to raise your hand. Gee, I'll be right with you. Okay, Skylar, what do you think? How did you get that? Awesome. Parallel lines mean you need to have same slope. Miss Wingrove taught that to you last week. If it has to be parallel to this and go through this point, this is your new y-intercept because you do not want it to be the exact same line. You want it to be parallel to it. So they just need to be right next to each other. They're never going to touch, but their y-intercepts are going to be different. You do not want it to be the exact same line. Gio. Yes, and that's kind of what Greta was asking. Yes. Yes, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Well, in a couple minutes. Anyone else? Questions or comments on that? Okay, second one here. Write an equation that is parallel to the line y equals 2x minus 5, and it goes through the point 0, 3. So go ahead, I'll let you guys do that one as well. All right, Michelle, what did you get? Good job. Michelle, can you explain how you got that? Good, and how did you know the slope had to be 2? Good job. So y equals 2x plus 3. All right, Shane, the next one. What do we know about perpendicular slopes? Awesome. So perpendicular slopes are opposite reciprocals. So -9, the opposite reciprocal is 1/9. So Mike, finish that equation for us. Careful. Has to go through the point 0, 3, -3. Good. Say that again? Yeah, oh, good. I thought you said -6 for a second. Good. So perpendicular, and it has to go through the point 0, -3. Okay, go ahead and do that last one in that example. So perpendicular to y equals 1/4 x plus 12 and goes through 0, -4. Do your slope again. Oh, don't forget your x, please. Make sure you always have the y and the x there. Look at your slope again. You thinking about it still? Okay. Good. All right, Joseph, what did you get? Close? Perpendicular. What do you know about the slope for perpendicular lines? Opposite reciprocal. So Joseph, what's the opposite reciprocal of 1/4? Good. So flip it, change the sign. So y equals -4x minus 4. Questions? Okay, let me add in 2 examples. So at the bottom of your packet where it says tonight's homework, you should have some room down there. I want you to add these 2 examples with me. I would start on the left-hand side. So underneath where it says tonight's homework, we're going to do the word problem in a little bit. So A and B below where it says tonight's homework. All right, so here's part of what Gio was asking about, and more so really what Greta was asking about. You now are given 2 points. You need to write an equation, a linear function, but this time you're not given the y-intercept. So you still follow the same steps that I gave you on the first set of examples that we did. So step 1, we need to find slope. So let's find slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then again, you should be writing this below where it says tonight's homework. There's extra examples. Okay, so find the slope, and someone tell me what you got. Okay? Nope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You have it flipped. Ray, did you? Okay, did you flip it by accident? Be careful. Make sure you always subtract the y's and then subtract the x's. So our slope is 3. After you find the slope, step 2 is always write your equation with the slope. So that's not new. Here's the new part. How do we find B? You're not given it. Abigail, how do we find it? Wait, say that again? But how do we find it? It is the y-intercept, but we're not given it this time. Do you know what I mean? In other words, it's not up there yet. You're not sure, Ben? Okay, how do you get that? Okay. Okay, there's an easier way to do this. Abigail? Say that again? Okay, how did you get that? Okay. Part of that's not right, but it worked out in this example. Amberly? Nope. All right, Greta. Nope. Neil? No. Okay, ready? We're going to pick an ordered pair. And we're going to pick an ordered pair, and we're going to plug it into this equation. Ready? 3 equals 3 times 4 plus b. Are you allowed to plug ordered pairs into an equation and solve for something? Yes. I chose this one just because I felt like it. You can pick either one. You're plugging 4 in for x, 3 in for y, solve for b. Are you guys with me? So watch, here's what happens. 3 equals 3 times 4 is 12, which this is what Abigail was saying, but I wanted her to take it a step further. Ben also found this out in a similar way, but all you need to do in simplified terms, pick a point, plug it in for x and y, find b. Once you subtract 12 from both sides, you get b equals -9. So the last step is take your b, plug it back into the equation. So y equals 3x minus 9. Give me a head nod. Is that more difficult than the other ones? Some yes, some no. Okay. We're going to do more practice with them tomorrow, but any questions on that one? Okay, I want you to try one of those on your own. So I want you to try letter B. I'll give you a minute or two to try it, and then yes, I will go through it with you. So 6, -7, 2, -5. And the steps help. Okay. You got it? Okay. Just hang out for a minute. Where's your answer? You just pointed. You can just point to it. Is that your answer? Try that again. Your slopes are off. Do -7, that's y, equals. Okay, I'm going to start going over it because a lot of you guys are having the same questions. Okay, first step, you should all get a slope of -1/2. So let me pause there. Did everyone get a slope of -1/2? Okay, step 2, plug your slope into the equation. So we have y equals -1/2 x plus b. Now here's where I'm losing some of you. How do you find b? You can tell us in your own words, Peyton. Awesome. So I'm going to pick this ordered pair just because you can pick either one. Here's where some of you are getting mixed up. This is x, this is y. So -7 goes in for y, 6 goes in for x, find b. Some of you had them flip. That's why I like to have you try them on your own. So let's solve. We get -7 equals -3 plus b. Who can tell us what b should be? Alexis? Good. B is -4. Raise your hand if you got b is -4 without me helping you. Ooh, yay. Good job. So your equation is y equals -1/2 x minus 4. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down on those types of examples. I know those are the hard ones. Your book does not give you these difficult ones. I added them in there. You can do them. Any questions? Okay, the word problem's really easy, so let's do this together, and then we're done. All right, so the table below shows the amount of cash in dollars left from $25 after X loads of laundry have been done at a laundromat. Or we could say at Penn State. Penn State charges you money to do your laundry when you live in dorms. Write an equation for the function. So I want you to, by looking at the table, I want you to figure out what the equation is. This one that goes back to the easy ones. So I want you to take a minute or so. Find the equation that goes with the table. Good job. This one should be easier. Careful, right? I have the corrections up there too. We'll go through them later. So the first thing you should be doing is finding slope. I used these 2 points. Yeah, you thinking? Okay. Okay, step 1. Everyone should have gotten a slope of -2. Okay, what's the equation? If you know that, the equation's easy. Shane? Good. Y equals -2x plus 25. Shane, how did you get the 25 so quickly? Good. You are given the y-intercept. When x is 0, this is your y-intercept. So you do not have to solve on this one because you know b is 25. So let me pause for a second. Questions on how to get that from a table? We've done it before, just it's been a while. Okay? So we need to graph this. What would be a good scale for the y? What would be a good scale for the y? Josh? Good. By 5s, I agree with you. So let's scale that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm just going to go up to 40. And let's also do by 5s on the x. And you can choose, it could be different, it does not have to be by 5s. All right, so just a review of graphing. Mike, where do we start when we're graphing this? Say that again? No, where do we start? Not at 0. Okay, is that what you meant? 0, 25? Okay, you said 0. Start at 0, 25. Here's your y-intercept. And then what? Just as a review. Abigail? Good. Down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. We can keep going. So what does this mean? Why is your line decreasing? Who can explain that? Camille. Yes. As you do more laundry, your money's decreasing because you're spending money to do laundry. So that's why your slope is negative, because you're spending money to do laundry. Questions? There's one word problem that you'll do in the homework tonight. At least I think one. Okay. Neil. Yes. Oh, definitely. Yes. Yep. You can do different scales as long as I know what your scale is. All right, you're going to do 8.6, just numbers 1 through 13. And this should be easy, especially compared to the examples that we did in class. So 1 to 13. The reason you cannot do 14 is we did not do scatter plots or linear regression. So don't worry about that. You could do it, but we're not going to worry about that one. This homework is very self-explanatory, so there's not really anything I need to say. Any questions for me before I stop this?